Hi, take 3, 4. I'm so sorry. So sorry you've not. The last one I did was lengthy, and I'm just like, no, I'm going to try and keep it succinct. Back when Liam Payne passed, I did a video on Liam Payne saying, like, he might have, because obviously we were told blokes off his tits on drugs, because that's what the hotel that he was staying at told, and that's what everybody's run with this whole bloody time. The second toxicology report came out, said he only had traces of alcohol, traces of cocaine, and traces of antidepressants in his system. He wasn't off his tits on drugs. Now, that's just one of the lies that we're being told. And on the first video that I made, I called out Simon Cowell and just the entertainment industry in general for their lack of care, because they took a 16-year-old boy and made it so that that lad had access to drugs, access to alcohol at a young age, and he just didn't stop. And that's on them. And I stand by that. But I have to say something, because he is one of our own and our media is lying, right? I read an article yesterday by the Mirror, and they're still talking about pink cocaine. Still. I saw a clip of, like, on a news, TV news thing. And they're having a debate about pink cocaine, and it wasn't in his system. This is one of the lies. And we have to be careful of who we're listening to. Now, since he died, I've been listening every single day to multiple people, not all of them. I've not actually actively searched it out, but I've been watching the work of people called, best one, Down the Rabbit Hole News. She is amazing. Harsh, Wax Unfiltered, Sebastian Soto. I did start watching Perez Hilton in the beginning, but don't trust that man. The more I see of him, the less I trust that man. And I saw him on a Sean Atwood podcast, and he just basically went, no, I don't believe in conspiracies. Fuck off. You work in Hollywood. You know the dark underbelly, mate. You are protecting somebody. If he says, oh, I believe in conspiracy theories, everybody's going to be asking him what he knows. He don't want to get into that. He'll lose his bloody revenue. Anyway, so he wasn't off his tits on drugs, despite what we're told in the media. And we know that because there's actual investigative journalism being done, not by the journalists. They read out the press release that they are spam sent. Every news thing is basically whatever they want put out there. Everybody gets the same press releases. I used to work in media years ago, and we get press releases, and that's why all of the news article or news places always use the same words, because they're working from the same press release. So don't think, oh, I'll look at BBC's coverage or I'll look at ITV's coverage, because they're both working from the same hymn sheet. Go to the people who are actually, and this is why I like Down the Rabbit Hole News, because she speaks Spanish, so she's going to the Argentinian news reports and translating that for us and stuff like that. Now, and then another one speaks. I'm stop calling people out. Carry on. But he wasn't conscious when he went over that balcony, right? So it doesn't matter what drugs he was on. He was unconscious when he went over that balcony, and he didn't go over the balcony. He went away. He, like, there were a row of table and chairs underneath his balcony, and he missed them completely and went over there, indicating that two people at least picked him up and threw him over. My personal opinion, don't take it as gospel, just from the facts that I've seen of the matter, is that he was dead in his hotel room. Now, there was a chap who was at a wedding in the hotel, and he said that he'd heard fighting animalistic screaming coming from his bedroom shortly before he fell, right? And he's got this mate, Rogelio, I don't know, Roger, who said that he'd been to his room 3 times that day. He was fine when he left him, right? Now, this dude, dodgy as all holy heck, connected. He's the one that made Liam stay there in the first place in that hotel rather than invite him to his house. Come and stay with me, mate. I live nearby. No. Oh, go to this hotel. I know him. Does that not strike you as dodgy at the beginning? My personal opinion, when the call from the hotel was made, Liam was already dead. That's why they got it's like, shit, he's dead. What do we do? Don't worry, mate. We'll ring the police. We'll say it looks like he might die if you don't come quickly. However quickly they get there, we'll just chuck him over the balcony straight after and buff. Like, literally, well, we did warn you. I think he was killed in that room. They chucked him, which is why there is physically, especially if you're unconscious, right? Do not deduce that he'd fainted just because he was unconscious, right? He could have been dead. You know, it's like, oh yeah, this bloke's smashing up the hotel room. No footage of that. Footage has come out of him talking to this young man out of an elevator in the basement, right? And they're saying that that's a drug deal, right? None of the other footage has come out. They said they've scoured through hundreds of hours worth of footage. So they've got all of that footage. They came out at the beginning and said, oh no, the cameras stopped working an hour before, conveniently, right? But they've got all that footage. They can't comb through 800, 300, it was either 300 or 800 hours of footage if they have no fucking footage. They've got the footage. They know what happened to him. Right? But they're not letting on because there are nefarious reasons. If he'd have actually fainted, he would have... No, take fainting out of the equation. Just because he was unconscious, didn't put his arms up, didn't protect himself from the fall whatsoever, just because he was unconscious when he landed, it doesn't mean to say that he fainted. It could also mean that he was dead already. And I think that this is a murder investigation, personally, right? But we still are being fed that that man was off his tits on drugs and they weren't found in his system. He was not off his tits on drugs. He was not pissed out of his face. And he was not conscious when he went over that balcony. 2 and 2. It's not hard. Do you know what I mean? But follow these people that I've pointed out. Down the Rabbit Hole News, Harsh, Wax Unfiltered. I don't know whether Wax Unfiltered's still doing Liam Payne, to be fair. And Sebastian Soto. But I wouldn't trust Perez Hilton as far as I could throw him. Like I said, this is one of our own. Unfortunately, I wasn't keen on Liam Payne when he was alive, but he's one of our own, and he has been fucked over, and in my opinion, he's been murdered. And I just go into mummy mode, man. I just go into mummy mode. He's younger than my oldest child, and it's like, no, I will not. I'm sick to death of lies in the media. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if there's anything going on healthcare wise, don't do your own research. So I can't look at the NHS website. I've got to go to the NHS, despite them making the NHS website so that they take the strain off the NHS. It's like, no, don't, for God's sake, don't look anywhere else. Anybody who tells you to do that is lying to you. They are feeding you a lie. Because the truth takes scrutiny and lies don't. So yeah, so I don't think that somebody unconscious can physically jump however many feet it is to get past a row of tables. I don't think it's possible. Prove me wrong. So yeah, so I needed to just have that said. because at the beginning I was like, I think I said something like, you know, like he might, but because I was told he was off his tits on drugs that cause hallucinations and rage. That's what I was told. Like everybody else, that's what I was told. So that's what I made my video on. And after a month's worth of daily listening to the facts of the matter, witness testimonies, and the bullshit coming out of the media, I've changed my opinion. And I think that this needs seriously investigating, because he deserves justice. Bear deserves justice. Do you know what I mean? That lad cannot grow up thinking his dad was a waster, because he wasn't. And whoever killed him, whoever this massive fight that he was having, animalistic screaming. By the way, I'm going to put this on my own video, because I have asked everybody. I have just put this on everybody, not Sebastian Soto's, but I've put this, put this on everybody's videos. Nobody's got back to me. But why was he picked up in a red ambulance? And the reason that I say this is because I remember when Amy Winehouse died, and there was reports of animalistic screaming the night that she died too, and she was taken out in a red body bag. So if anybody can just answer that for me, because I've just got no answer. Why? I googled Argentinian ambulances and they're all white. Why? You know, like, is it a fire ambulance? Just please. It's not a conspiracy theory thing at this point. It's just a why. What's with the red ambulance? Do you know what I mean? Anyways, I'm not going into that whole. I have bought Maya Henry's book. I know, right? She's like, the girl, oh, the money on her. Like, literally, if she wanted him gone, he'd be gone. Do you know what I mean? Their family has spent £6 million on her sweet 16 or something. Like, literally, seriously wealthy woman. Like, and apparently they were only together 18 months. And so I'm going to read this book, because apparently in them 18 months he was some kind of hell demon, and I want to know what she's fucking saying. She's saying that this is what he's like. I don't believe it. I can't see Cheryl Tweedy Coolick sticking for that kind of behaviour. Don't know about you, right? Don't know this Maya Henry from fucking Adam, except what I've seen on thing, and apparently she is just fame hungry. She had her own tried the old reality TV show at some point, I think. Might have that wrong. But ridiculously wealthy, and people are saying that she wanted fame as well. Great way to get it, right? I don't know. I don't know who killed him, but I know he didn't kill himself. The one thing that we can take, and that I hope that little boy takes away from this, is that his dad would never knowingly leave him. He would never have left that lad. Never. And definitely he wouldn't have flung himself forcibly off a fucking balcony over a set of chairs to land 6 feet away when he was completely unconscious. Anyways, not going to get any further into that, but there are, follow these people. Because they are determined to find out the truth. It is true investigative journalism that we are seeing on YouTube. The mainstream media would have it that he was a fucking violent druggie who decided to leave his boy on his own. Fuck the mainstream media, man. Don't listen to them on fucking anything. If you have any thoughts or opinions on this, please leave them below. Hopefully I'll never have to do another video on this, and hopefully we'll get some justice for the poor lad, because despite whatever his nature was, like he will be, like I said on the first one, like he was fame hungry, he was a bit arrogant, and now he will forever be the most famous member of One Direction, and that's the only comfort I can take from it. But I would like to see serious, never mind, like this Rog dude is being done for abandoning abandoning someone followed by death. No, I don't think that's what happened. I think he was there. I think he knows full well what happened to Liam, and I think he covered it up by ringing. It's like, right, ring the police now, and then after you've rung the police, then we can get rid of the body, and it will corroborate what you've said to the police. Let me know your thoughts. Please be gentle with it, because, you know, no matter what we think, he was one of ours. And I hope that the people that I'm following on YouTube never give up. Yeah, so rest in peace, sweetheart. Let's get some justice for your little lad, shall we? Let's find out what actually happened to his daddy, so that he and everybody else. So Sharon Tweedy Cooley, no way would she have accepted him. And if he did hit her and shit like that, she'd have knocked him out for a start off, bless her. But I think she'd have come out and told everybody. But this gal who was with him and doesn't have his child is like, no, he was evil. So I'm going to read that book and let's see what that tells us. Back to me usual stuff on the next video. Just needed this saying. If you agree, please give us a thumb up, and please, like I said, consider commenting. And thank you for being here. Please come back, and never forget that I love you all. Bye.